And now at 6:30, widespread damage as the National Weather Service confirms a fifth tornado hit the area yesterday. How people are picking up the pieces and helping their neighbors recover.
We are learning more about the 86-year-old woman who died in Portage, Indiana during the severe weather.
First, new concerns tonight about flooding as more wet weather could hit tomorrow. The biggest threat, they will be heavy rains.
Meteorologist Jaisol Martinez joins us now with an ABC7 AccuWeather alert.
We need a break from all of this weather that we've been getting lately. Take a look here for our tornado count. Now up to 70 tornadoes this year for the National Weather Service of Chicago for their forecast area. Yearly, on average, we get 26, again, up to 70 now. And for the entire state of Illinois, now our number up to 205. That old record of 142 set back in 2024 has been crushed, and we just continue to add more to that 205 year. We likely will add more with more tornadoes likely from that derecho that we had that also caused some widespread damage. So here's a look at the last 5 confirmed tornadoes from the National Weather Service. They just recently added a couple more, showing you there that we've had an EF2, 2 EF1s, or 3 EF1s, and 1 EF0 from the storms yesterday. This morning we had another round. There was one tornado warning this morning in LaSalle County with several severe thunderstorm warnings as well, and plenty of rain causing flooding in some locations. We're not done with this stormy and rainy weather pattern. We are expecting another round of heavy rainfall, especially throughout the afternoon tomorrow, that main window from about 12 to 6 p.m. We will talk more about this coming up here in just a little bit.
Jaisol, thank you. People living in Crete say they are already weary from previous storms, and now they're dealing with the familiar sight of damage and the headaches of power outages. ABC7's Rob Hughes looks at some of the areas hardest hit.
The people here are just exasperated. They're wondering when they're going to catch a break from all this severe weather. The people behind me here can't even walk out their front door because of all the tree damage. It is significant, a big mess to clean up, and many are doing so without power.
It's like, oh my God, how's it keep hitting us?
Kathy Ford says all she can do is pray. Water damage in her basement, broken windows, and tree branches everywhere.
We just got the trees out the yard from July 27th, and then this storm, more trees was in the yard. So that's just, it's unbelievable. It's overwhelming.
While Ford is once again without power, just up the street, Ken Willinga is one of the lucky ones. Somehow he has electricity despite a mammoth tree ripping down power lines in his front yard.
The winds became so intense we could barely see 3 foot in front of the car.
Willinga says they just arrived home when the tree came crashing down. His immediate concern, the possibility of a tangled mess of live wires steps from his front door.
I'm a retired technician. I know the damage it can do. It can take you in an instant. I assume it's live until I know better.
A few miles away off Stager Road near 394, Sherry's garden is in the dark. The daycare that watches 50 children closed with no clear timeline for the power to come back on, leaving parents without childcare.
You know, they're having to probably use vacation time, their, sick days, things like that. Nobody wants to do that because your daycare's closed because of a power outage.
Sherry Kelly says this is the second time they've lost power in 2 weeks. Last time they had to close for 4 days.
The impact financially is very difficult. I've been here since 1997. I have never seen devastation like this.
And while the threat of the storm is gone, first responders say there are still less obvious dangers lingering. Residents cleaning up, many powering their homes with generators.
We have seen a couple generators inside where the garages are open, and they've stopped and talked to those folks and said, listen, I know you think it's safe because it's airing it out. It's not. You got to have that outside.
Right now, roads are still blocked by downed trees and power lines in the area close to the downtown part of Crete. We also know there's a blocked railroad crossing on Exchange Street, though there are other crossings to the south that are clear. And also, at last check, roughly 80% of the village here is still without power. In Crete, Rob Hughes, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Rob, thank you. The woman killed in a house explosion in Portage, Indiana, has been identified. She's 86-year-old Leona Rice. Portage officials say they were called to the house shortly after yesterday's storms passed through the city. First responders had trouble reaching the home because of downed trees in the street. Neighbors also struggled to help.
The flames were getting higher and more intense, and neighbors tried to string a hose, a couple garden hoses over there, but it was just, a little too late.
Just heartbreaking there. The mayor of Portage says he's been told the city was hit by a derecho, which is a straight line windstorm.
People living in South suburban Flossmoor say this is the 4th time in recent weeks that they're dealing with storm damage and power outages. Businesses there are without power, and it's a similar situation in Chicago Heights, where crews are working on electrical repairs. One of the places without power right now is Marian Catholic High School.
It was the most severe windstorm I've ever seen. I don't know exactly what the mile-an-hour winds were, but it was an incredibly powerful storm that came through.
Cell phone video shows damage to Marian Catholic High School's gym. Crews are now working to try to dry it out to save the wood floor.
There are long lines at gas stations near where the storms hit as people fuel up cars and gas cans for generators. Widespread power outages from yesterday's storms have knocked out many gas stations, knocked them offline, forcing them to close for now. Mayor Kawash continues our coverage from South Chicago Heights.
Well, it's been quite frantic and chaotic all across the area today. This Shell gas station right here in South Chicago Heights has been quite busy, but people are coming in just to realize they only have diesel gas right now. And that is the story all across this area. Many gas stations without power, don't have enough gas, all the way from Chicago Heights to Indiana, where thousands are still without power there. And there is that gas shortage, forcing people to come across state lines and load up here for their gas tanks in their vehicles as well as their generators. A busy and costly day at the pump for people in Illinois and Indiana as drivers sit through long lines at the few gas stations that are up and running from Chicago Heights to Indiana.
So I got a generator running at the house. We ran out of gas in the middle of the night, and then it started raining this morning. So we just trying to keep the power on, just to keep the refrigerator running.
It's rough, man. I've been out here over 30 years, and honestly, I never seen the tornadoes and all this stuff going on. This is almost worse than COVID to me. It's rough.
People say they've had to drive around for hours today just to find a working gas station.
It's probably like the 6th gas station that I've been to. I've just been riding around, going to gas stations. The gas stations are open, but they don't have gas.
Indiana officials are reporting gas shortages and power issues in the state, urging everyone to load up their gas in Illinois today, and that has brought many people across state lines.
We've got no gas out there. So we went to Casey's and they had 100 people there. So my husband said, let's come west.
In Maryville and Schererville, there were long lines of cars waiting to fill up, while other gas stations we spotted sat empty. There were signs posted letting people know they were closed because the power was out. As that rush for gas continues, many people also noticing gas prices significantly increase following the shortages caused by the storm.
The prices are higher, definitely. And even with your rewards, like I can't even log into my rewards because the system is down, and so I can't even save any money at the pump.
Now, we have reached out to the Attorney General's office, both here in Illinois and Indiana, for comment on these possible price hikes following this storm, and we're still waiting to hear back. From South Chicago Heights, Mayor Kawash, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Mayor, thank you. Let's get a look at the latest power outage numbers. Right now, more than 377,000 people still without power in the region. Today's this morning, making it more difficult for energy crews to make repairs and keep up. You can track the outages on our website, abc7chicago.com.
There are questions tonight after a man accused in a deadly hit and run was released from custody. A judge denied a request from prosecutors for pretrial detention in the case of Miroslav.
A man charged with a deadly hit-and-run accident in Lakeview over the weekend is placed on an electronic monitor rather than detention. It is a decision that prosecutors say is wrong. The car finally came to a rest wrapped around a tree. The driver then fled. He was running from a horrific accident that he caused moments before. Prosecutors say Miroslav Cicek hit Sarah Milkarek as the 25-year-old was crossing the 1400 block of Irving Park on foot. Prosecutors say Cicek was driving so fast, the impact threw Milkarek into the air and into Cicek's back windshield. He kept going, crashing into another car, stopped at a red light at Ashland Avenue.
The blood alcohol level was at such an extent that 7 hours after the incident, he was still over the legal limit. That's a danger to the public.
Police caught Cicek a few hours later. He was charged with aggravated DUI, causing a fatal accident, leaving the scene of a fatal accident, and other DUI offenses. Arguing Cicek is a danger to the public, The Cook County State's Attorney asked for detention, but Cook County Judge DeAnthony Thedford placed Chichek on electronic monitoring and ordered him, quote, not to drink excessively.
What we're seeing is very violent people are being placed on electronic monitoring.
According to Cook County State's Attorney Eileen Burke, as of July 3rd, 78 people charged with murder or attempted murder are on EM, and 161 people charged with sex crimes are also on EM.
Electronic monitoring came about when jails were overcrowded, and this was a mechanism to get people who did not present a danger out of jail.
Burke also says there are too many structural problems with the current system, including allowing judges to split up times on a defendant's 2 free-to-roam days.
One of the other structural problems with electronic monitoring is that people get day-for-day credit, meaning they are treated the same as if they are sitting in custody.
But with no prior arrests or convictions, the Cook County Public Defender says in the Chichek case, Judge Thedford made the right decision. A statement reads in part, quote, the judge determined that jailing our client while the case is pending was not necessary, which was the right decision. Pre-trial incarceration leads to loss of employment, housing instability, and other harms that hurt public safety. The judge who placed Chichek on electronic monitoring is up for re-election in November. Meantime, a funeral will be held for Sarah Milk-Herrick this Saturday in New Lenox. Sarah Schulte, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Sarah, thank you. The Chicago Bears are preparing for an important announcement tomorrow that could provide insight into their plans for a potential new stadium in Hammond, Indiana.
As ABC7 political reporter Craig Wall tells us, Indiana officials remain confident and are hoping to hear good news.
As the Bears continue to do their due diligence at various sites around Hammond, Governor Mike Braun today saying that his team is in regular weekly contact with the Bears, and he expressed confidence that the team will eventually choose to make Hammond its new home. A crew was wrapping up work in Hammond today doing soil testing at one of the locations under consideration by the Bears for a new stadium complex. Tire tracks could be seen leading into this marshy area, and utility flags nearby also providing further indication of the work. This is in the Wolf Lake Terminal area of Hammond, where crews had done additional soil testing earlier this summer.
And I do know there's extensive testing going on. Even right now, I had one of the local businesses in the new footprint call me and say, hey, they're boring holes currently. So that's the issue of the day between us and the Bears.
Indiana Governor Mike Braun in Hammond to assess storm damage, expressing confidence in the Hoosier State becoming the Bears' next home.
When we get this across the finish line, we're in the due diligence stage. It's going to be one of the biggest things that's ever occurred to our state, not to mention the region. So we're doing everything you need to do to make sure we get it done.
Governor Braun saying it could take several more months. Hammond Mayor Tom McDermott anticipating the Bears will make some news tomorrow.
I was told from the Bears that there would be an announcement tomorrow. So, I mean, I'm not the kind of guy that would call somebody and tell them, hey, I'm going to let some bad news out tomorrow, but maybe I'm not presuming anything. I'm hopeful it's going to be good news.
Team sources tried to downplay the significance of the update, saying Bears Chairman George McCaskey and President Kevin Warren are holding their usual preseason availability. Meanwhile, Illinois House Speaker Chris Welch said recently that conversations continue with the Bears on this side of the border.
I do not believe there will be a special session for the Bears. I don't believe there will be a special session. Our goal is to continue to have the conversations, get to something substantive, and if we can get that done, it would be done in veto session.
With the site testing still underway here in Hammond, it's clear that the Bears are still very interested in pursuing a potential stadium here in Hammond. What's not clear, though, is how much team executives are willing to reveal about their game plan. In Hammond, Craig Wall, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
I mean, are we taking bets at this point?
Just let it end.
Up next, Caroline Leavitt is leaving the White House. Why she's stepping down as press secretary.
But first, ICE agents may soon have new equipment built as a way to de-escalate situations. We take a closer look at these gloves that can deliver a shock after the break. The Department of Homeland Security considers purchasing electric shock gloves for ICE agents. The civil rights activists are questioning this plan. ABC's Olivia Rubin reports on the possible purchase, which could cost millions of dollars.
This is the new piece of equipment that ICE agents could soon be armed with, electric shock gloves, made by Compliant Technologies, touted and featured on their website. The Department of Homeland Security looking to spend as much as $20 million, according to proposal documents submitted. The device is called GLOVE, which stands for Generated Low Output Voltage Emitter, the company who makes them demonstrating their power on social media. The company says officers must press a switch to activate the gloves. According to the company, the gloves must directly touch a person's skin for the shock to work. In a statement to ABC News, the ACLU slamming the move, saying giving ICE agents, quote, a concealed means of delivering terrible pain is a recipe for more harm to the public and less accountability. The Trump administration has faced criticism over the increasing force used in deportation efforts, resulting in at least 4 deaths, including in Minnesota with Renee Good and Alex Preddy, 2 American citizens, and 2 back-to-back fatal shootings last month in Texas and Maine, sparking outcry, prompting the administration to announce they'll equip every ICE agent in the field with body-worn cameras by the end of the month.
In a statement, DHS saying in part that they are, quote, constantly assessing the needs of our officers in the field to ensure they have the tools and equipment necessary. In Washington, Olivia Rubin, ABC News.
President Trump announces his press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, is resigning. He wrote on social media that she's stepping down at the end of this month. She plans to spend more time with her young children. The president says she will be one of his top outside advisors. No word yet on a replacement.
Major upset in the closely watched race for Wisconsin governor. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley has won the Democratic nomination. A Democratic Socialist, Francesca Hong, was a front-runner in the polls, but now it's Crowley, a more moderate Democrat, who will face U.S. Congressman Tom Tiffany in the general election.
Tom Tiffany stood with those who tried to overturn a free and fair presidential election instead of defending our democracy. He's worked in lockstep with Donald Trump to slash programs that Wisconsin families depend on.
And in South Carolina, Senator Darlene Graham advanced to a runoff in the special Republican primary to replace her late brother, Lindsey Graham. She'll face U.S. Rep. Ralph Norman on August 25th.
A powerful piece of 9/11 history is in Chicago today.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation Steel Across America tour, arriving at Chicago Fire Department Engine 18 this morning. At the center of the ceremony, a nearly 17,000-pound steel beam recovered from the original World Trade Center. Chicago firefighters joined New York first responders to honor those who were killed on September 11th.
This beam is more than metal. It is a symbol of courage, sacrifice, and resilience. It carries a weight of that morning, and it carries the name of the men and women who ran towards danger while everyone else ran away. That instinct to serve before self is the same instinct that lives in every firehouse in this city.
The nationwide tour will continue through September 11th when the beam returns to ground zero 25 years after the terror attacks.
It is something that hasn't happened in Europe in more than 25 years. We'll take you to solar eclipse celebrations after the break.
Let's take a live look outside tonight. It is calm now. More stormy weather could be on the way. We have an AccuWeather alert. Heisel's with us tonight after the break.
So the moon's shadow sweeping across the sky out in Europe today, creating a total solar eclipse. The last time a total solar eclipse was visible in parts of Europe was in 1999. The phenomenon visible in several countries. Here's ABC's Maggie Rulli, who was in Iceland as daylight turned to darkness.
The moon passing perfectly between the sun and the earth, casting its shadow across a narrow path on the planet. NASA capturing these images. The path of totality going from northern Russia, then passing over a mostly uninhabited area of Greenland, before crossing over the western edge of Iceland. Iceland's iconic Blue Lagoon, named one of Nat Geo's wonders of the world, directly in the path of the eclipse. Pitch black of night in the middle of the day, to see it go like that in seconds, sort of makes you question everything in a way. It feels like you're part of something bigger than yourself, especially experiencing this with so many people.
It's definitely a historic moment because this is the first time since 1433 that the moon's umbral shadow touches upon this area.
That was the first time I was ever seen an eclipse in full totality like that, and it was I don't know, epic. That's the only word I could think of. It was amazing.
You feel like getting colder, the wind's slowing.
Yeah, quieter.
Tens of thousands of people have traveled here to Iceland.
For someone that's never experienced totality before, how would you describe that moment?
Priceless. The path of totality, then making its way to Spain and Portugal just before sunset. The next time the Earth will see a total solar eclipse will be in just under a year, August 2nd, 2027. It will be visible primarily across North Africa. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Blue Lagoon, Iceland.
That would be a fun place to see that.
Wouldn't it be?
I'm telling you. Hey, there's the planetarium.
Neat. Yeah.
One of these days we'll get another eclipse, but it's not going to be for a while. So we have to go to, what's the next one? Spain, I think?
I think that's right, yeah. Are we going on a trip? Hi, Sol?
I think our floor director, Lee's going. Yeah, are you going to take us?
Take us with you, please. I've never experienced it. Would love to. Unfortunately, we're experiencing more weather, more rain, more storms here in the next few days. So we are under an AccuWeather alert for tomorrow for the potential to have flooding this time. We've had so much rain the last couple of days, and now we are going to add on more rain tomorrow. Our severe weather risk is lower tomorrow, mainly the potential to have these pockets of flooding. A few storms possible again on Friday, and then we still have scattered storms in the forecast on Saturday. So let's walk through the Storm Prediction Center and our severe weather risk. This is for tomorrow. So today we were under a level 1 and a level 2 out of 5 for severe weather. On Tuesday, when we had the derecho along with the wind damage and the tornadoes, that was a level 3 out of 5 for severe weather. I want to show you tomorrow, most of us are not under even a level 1. It's mainly our most southwestern counties, but still something we're going to watch closely tomorrow is the potential to have some gusty winds once again. Saturday, we are under a level 1 out of 5 for severe weather. Again, something that we will watch closely because that could change into a level 2 on Saturday, something we're watching here. So the AccuWeather alert for tomorrow, I just want to reiterate that tonight it is still dry. It is just foggy outside eventually. Tomorrow we get these waves of rain, especially in the afternoon. Our main concern is that flooding of that level 1 out of 5 is mainly for our most southwestern counties. So what is going on with our weather? So there's this big ridge over us, and along that ridge we get that fire, that line of fire here where we have those storms that kind of just ride along that ridge, and we continue to have this pattern, and we've been stuck in it here many times this summer, and we're stuck again this week, and that's why we continue to get these rounds of showers and thunderstorms where we have to watch to our north and we have to watch to our west as they develop and as they move into our area. Right now, we are clearing up our skies after having some showers and thunderstorms this morning. This morning, we had another round of some heavy rain that led to some flooding. We also had one tornado warning in LaSalle County and several severe thunderstorm warnings, mainly south of I-80 this morning. Now we're talking another round of rain where some of us, especially south of I-80, again getting hit with potentially 1 to 3 inches of rain on top of what we've already seen. Futurecast to show us this. This is 7 a.m. tomorrow to show you it's mainly dry in the morning. It's in the afternoon that we start to see this round of rain move in. Here's 2 p.m. to show you that, and then continuing through about 4 o'clock, still seeing some pockets of moderate to heavy rainfall, and then by 7 p.m. We are mainly getting rid of this, but there could be redeveloping showers in the area. Notice this is around 9 p.m. on Thursday, and that potential to have some linger into Friday morning. And then slowly we are looking at that to kind of dissipate and move away as we head into Friday afternoon. But then another round coming in here Friday night into parts of Saturday morning as well. So we'll be watching that closely for the air and water show. 79 right now at O'Hare, feeling really sticky. That sticky tropical feel continues all the way through the weekend. It dries out on Monday, but you can see here the next 4 days have rain chances, and they're pretty decent rain chances.
And the 4 days when we have the air and water show too.
Right, we were talking about that. Hope we get a couple dry
Yeah,
days,
I think
right?
we'll have some pockets of dry weather, and we're hoping that they can get it in.
Okay, thank you. Again, get the latest forecast anytime with that free ABC7 Chicago News app. Scan that QR code on your screen and you'll get a link to the download.
Chicago's newest Barnes & Noble location is opening up in the Loop in a week. The ribbon cutting is scheduled for next Wednesday at 9 a.m. It's located at State and Randolph inside of the building that was once a flagship Borders bookstore. This is the 4th new Barnes & Noble to open in the Chicago area this year. And when you go check out your book, then just walk a half block over.
I mean, we can practically see it from our window.
Come say hello to us out here.
awesome.
We'll wave back at you.
Brick and mortar bookstores. I hope there are more of them.
Oh, I love them.
Well, a State Fair staple unveiled.
And a local group making Chicago proud. They're offering a helping hand so students can start college on the right foot.
A college send-off in Bridgeport is bringing all the back-to-school energy.
And it's making us Chicago proud. The Chicago Housing Authority had a trunk party at the Bridgeport Arts Center this afternoon. More than 200 students were able to get free dorm room goodies, school supplies, even laptops. These students are heading to 66 different schools across the country. We wish them success.
Good luck to them.
Yeah. And the butter cow is officially back at the Illinois State Fair. Look at this, the life-sized cow sculpted by hand using hundreds of pounds of unsalted butter. It's not just for baking. The whole process takes about 5 days, and you can check out the butter cow inside of the dairy building. The fair opens tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. It runs through August 23rd.
Is that Route 66 on there? Yeah, we got to send Cheverini down there.
In honor of the centennial. How nice.
Cone and everything. That's pretty nice. Nice to have you here on the afternoon shift.
And I will be back tomorrow and Friday.
Terrific. Yay. You're sticking around with me for 10, right?
I am, yeah. We'll see you guys at 10.
Yeah, we'll get some caffeine in us. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back on ABC7. They're coming up tonight at 10.